Well, our next guest on the KUMB West Ham podcast, he has 51 caps for England, 3 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, a European Cup, in which he scored the winner in the final. He's a former PFA Players Player of the Year, but of course, his most notable achievement was his 3-year spell at West Ham, in which he got 76 league appearances, 28 goals. Welcome to the podcast, the club's attacking coach, Teddy Sheringham.
Teddy!
Woo.
Good evening. How are you doing, everybody? All right?
Yeah, great. I mean, we were in such a good mood. We were just talking about the Liverpool game. I mean, West Ham fans have noticed a real difference this season, the way we're playing. How much of that is down to yourself, sir?
I'd love to take credit, but none at all. We've got some fantastic players that we've got into the club during the close season, and I think that's just. I think the manager's seen that, and he's trying to exploit that. He's waited a little while for Valencia to get full fitness. Sacco's come in and really impressed, and along with Zarate and Stewie Downing as well, we've kind of fallen on a different system, and it seems to be proving very well at the moment.
Teddy, the team spirit seems pretty good down there at the moment. Is the training ground quite a good time?
I don't think the team spirit has ever been a problem, to be honest. I still know a few of the lads, and I have done over the years, and I've always felt that the team spirit is quite good, and there's nothing to change that. Since I've been there, I think it's been first class. I think when you get the likes of Mark Noble, James Collins, who are quite lively boys around the place, and they've been there for a long time at the club. They welcome people in, and just get people to fall into place the way things are. And I think that's invaluable to have English players that know the club to welcome other players into the club when they do come in.
Yeah. Well, in fact, of course, you played with Mark Noble. So if we could just rewind back to the summer your career really got going in 2004. The club lost the playoff final. We were attempting to go again for promotion. I mean, what was the atmosphere down at the club like then? I imagine it must have been quite a difficult time.
Well, not really, because not from my point of view, because you come in the following summer and everything's forgotten. You're in the division that you're in. A few new signings come in, and I suppose a couple of the players that missed out on promotion might be thinking, if only. But by the time a new season starts, you're all getting into gear of where you're actually at, and you're all pulling in the same direction, trying to get out of the division that we was in at the time.
Yeah. I mean, that season was one of the highest scoring of your career. You were on fire that 04-05 season. I mean, do you have great memories of that initial season down Upton Park?
I do, yeah. I loved every minute of it. The fact that I was a West Ham supporter as a kid and used to watch from the North Bank. The thought of actually scoring in front of the North Bank and playing in front of the West Ham fans was a lovely thought for me. And I really enjoyed my time at West Ham. I had 2.5 really good years, and the latter part of that third season I didn't play so much, but I really enjoyed my time at West Ham.
We had Dean Ashton on the podcast a few months ago, and he said it was just such a great time to be at West Ham. It was a really kind of happy-go-lucky atmosphere amongst the squad. Were you very much part of that?
Yes, without a doubt. I think that's got to be down to managers that are at the club at the time. I think you don't always get that in football clubs, and I think Alan Pardew was big on that, and then Sam Allardyce is big on that as well. Sir Alex Ferguson was big on that. You've got to enjoy your time as a footballer. It doesn't last long, and it soon goes by, and you think, if only, or I wish. But he tells you to enjoy yourself. All these managers I've just mentioned tell you to enjoy yourself while you're playing.
And so that first season at West Ham, we eventually got promoted. It was a tough time, but somehow we just scraped into the playoffs and then kind of projected into glory at Cardiff. Did you see that season ended in glory?
We always thought we had a chance in that, but you're right. We did make hard work of it and just scrambled into the playoffs at the end. But we had good players. We had good players to exploit that sort of playoff system. Players that could turn a game rather than having the consistency of the league season.
And the following season, back at Cardiff again. It's the 85th minute of the game. West Ham are 3-2 up against Liverpool. On comes Teddy Sheringham. 5 minutes to go. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I know. Perhaps he should have put a defensive midfield player on to come running out and block a shot from Stevie Gerrard. You know.
Yeah,
it was a worldy goal, wasn't it? It was just one that you just don't want it falling to him. And lo and behold, you turn around as you see it bouncing away from us, and you see it bouncing to him, and you think, oh no. And he can produce that sort of strike. Yeah. So it hit us hard, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when you were stood on the touch waiting to come on, did you think we've got this?
Well, from my experiences in football, you never count your chickens before the game's over. You know, you've got to keep going till the 90th minute or however many minutes you're playing. And if you're losing, you just try and get that extra goal. If you're winning, you've got to see the game out in the right manner. But it didn't quite happen for us on that day.
Yeah, I mean, it comes to the penalty shootout. You were the only one to score for West Ham. Did you, before the shootout took place, did you have any advice for anyone taking penalties?
Yeah, I think it's hard, you know, there on the day, but when you actually do penalties, you know, I've always got the same philosophy. For someone that doesn't take a penalty, I would say to them, look, just step up there, don't change your mind. Hit the ball where you want it to go. If the keeper happens to go the same way, then lo and behold. But if you hit a good shot, there's more chance of it going in. If you go up and change your mind halfway up as you're running up, you know, you're not going to be committed to it. And, you know, the goalkeeper's got every chance of saving it. So just make sure you know where you're hitting it and then hit it hard.
And what was the atmosphere like in the dressing room after the match? I mean, we've heard rumours that like Lionel Scaloni was in bits, that he kicked the ball up to Gerrard to get that goal. Was it a dark dressing room after the game?
Of course, it always is when you lose big games like that. And the FA Cup final, you don't get many bigger than that when you're playing in league football and professional football. So, you know, it was a massive downer for us.
And so, I mean, you're back at the club now as attacking coach, and we were all just saying we are loving it this season. Beat Liverpool 3-1 at the weekend. I mean, how do you feel like we've started this season? Yeah,
I think I've done really well. I felt it was a good time to play Crystal Palace. We was unlucky against Tottenham first of all.
Yeah.
Felt we had the better of the game and should have won it really. Played very well at Crystal Palace, dominated the game and won it quite. Not easily, but you know, with conviction, we played very well. The Sheffield United game was a little bit of a surprise to us, really, just going out to them. Southampton came and dominated us. They had a system that really worked well, and I was very impressed with them on the day. But since then, playing against Hull, I don't know. We've just had a different air about us. Playing against Hull, we felt a bit of confidence that we could go up there and get a result, and we was unlucky again that we didn't. And then to turn Liverpool over the way we did, everyone was delighted. But we felt optimistic about that, and I don't think we've been optimistic about beating the big teams over the last couple of years. You know, it's more of a hoping situation, whereas the optimism was definitely there.
It definitely.
The last couple of games.
I mean, watching it definitely felt like a kind of an optimism. How satisfying is it for you to see it all gel and come together like that?
Oh, of course it is. When I'm part of the coaching staff, you know, you're working to do that, and now that I'm on the other side of the fence, I can see all the hard work that's put into trying to produce that performance. And when you do that, it's very fulfilling. I didn't ever feel that I would feel so proud of players that I coach when they score a goal, especially after we've been doing shooting practices like I know Zarate scoring a volley that we'd done earlier in the week, and Stuart Downing scoring a curler that we'd done earlier in the week. It was like, oh wow, I'm glad I did that. You know, perhaps it put something in their mind. I'm not trying to take a claim for it. I'm just saying that it's nice. I can't believe how much in my players scoring or our players scoring when you're working towards that goal.
Because often we found last season, Teddy, that we never really shot from outside the area. And this year we seem to be doing it quite a lot. Is that because you advise it more and, and practice it more? Is it because we've got a different type of player now? Or, I mean, is it... How does that come together?
I would advise it to anybody that can score a goal. If I see a player that shoots from outside the area and it looks lame or tame and you've got no chance of scoring, and I keep seeing it in training, and I think to myself, why is he shooting from there? And then he tries it on a match day. I would say, why are you trying from there?
Yeah.
So is
you
that
don't
noble?
score from there. You're not good at that. That's not your game,
Yeah.
So slip somebody else in and get in the box. And whereas if somebody's shooting from the edge of the box in training and he keeps bending it in the top corner or he keeps tipping it under the bar, you'd say, well, why don't you try that in a game? And you try to ask players to do what they're good at.
We've seen some amazing goals this season. Talking about Zarate volley against Palace and Sakho's against Liverpool. I mean, in training, are they doing this all the time, or are these like special moments we're seeing on a match day?
No, this is what I'm saying. These boys have got talent. I think Stewie Downing, Zarate, Valencia strikes the ball amazingly. He's got that whip that the free kicks that the people like David Luiz and Ronaldo, Drogba do, and he can do that as well. So it's like, I think you felt the optimism when he had a free kick the other night against Liverpool. It was like, let Valencia have it, and you could see as he's running up, you're thinking, go on. The way people used to get behind Beckham when he was going to take a free kick, it was like, yeah, go on, let him have it, and you're expecting him to score rather than hoping he will score, and that's when you've seen someone strike the ball like that. I think you know that he can score. It's like, well, go on, have a go. Yeah. Why not?
Optimism is the key word, I think, at the moment. And we're going to one of your old stomping grounds, Old Trafford, at the weekend. Like you say, usually we're not expecting much, but now that everyone is so excited about the way we're playing, and we're going up there full of confidence. Is this a good time to play them after they got hammered last weekend?
I think it's a fantastic time to play them. I think whenever a team is not sure of themselves, I think it's a very good time to play them. Obviously, their forward line is like, wow, we've got to keep them at bay. Yeah. But, they can be got at the moment. And I think if we go there with that optimism, with an air of caution, obviously that, we've got to be very careful, without a doubt, because with their forward line, they could go bang, 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 and we'd be 3-0 down with 3 shots. So we've got to be right on the ball, and hopefully our forward players can come out and produce the stuff that they've been doing over the last couple of weeks. Excellent.
Cheers, Teddy. Thank you so much for your time, your goals, and of course helping us turn into an attacking force this season.
Cheers, mate. I'm enjoying it.
Cheers, Teddy.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.